The 5-second rule. Transform your life, work, and confidence with everyday courage by Mel Robbins. Picture this. It's 6 a.m. The alarm screams. But for the 41-year-old woman buried under the covers, this isn't just another Monday morning. This is a full-blown existential crisis wrapped in a blanket burrito. Her marriage? Barely hanging on by a thread. The family finances? Absolutely demolished. We're talking liens on the house, checks bouncing like basketballs, and bill collectors blowing up the phone so much they literally unplugged it. Her career? Dead in the water. And her self-esteem? Let's just say it's sharing an apartment with rock bottom. So every morning becomes this epic battle between her and the alarm clock. Beep, beep, beep! And she thinks, nope, not today, Satan. What does she do? The same thing millions of us do when life gets too real. She hits snooze. Just 5 more minutes, she whispers, like it's some kind of magical spell that'll make all her problems disappear. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. The kids miss the bus. Chaos erupts. Forgotten lunches fly everywhere. Permission slips, lost in the void. And the day doesn't start with purpose. It starts with defeat before breakfast. This was the daily nightmare for a woman named Mel Robbins. She was stuck. Not just stuck. We're talking super glue on your fingers, cement shoes, trapped in quicksand level of stuck. She knew exactly what she needed to do. Wake up on time, be nicer to her husband, actually look for a job. But here's the kicker. She just couldn't make herself do it. Sound familiar? Maybe not the exact dumpster fire of details, but that feeling? That maddening gap between, I know I should do this and I'm doing literally anything else. Yeah, that's where dreams go to die, my friend. But then, plot twist. One random night while zombie scrolling through TV channels, everything changed. A commercial comes on, a rocket launch, and she hears it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, fire, smoke, liftoff. And this absolutely bizarre thought pops into her head. That's it. Tomorrow morning, I'm launching myself out of bed like a freaking rocket. Now this could have been just another weird middle-of-the-night brain fart. She could have laughed it off, forgotten it, gone back to her regularly scheduled programming of hitting snooze. But she didn't. And that tiny decision to actually listen to this bonkers instinct would lead to discovering a tool so simple, yet so insanely powerful, that it wouldn't just transform her own life. It would change the lives of millions. Today, we're diving deep into the mind-blowing secret Mel Robbins accidentally discovered that night. This book has sold millions of copies, been translated into dozens of languages, and created a global movement. Not because it's complicated, but because it's so beautifully, brutally simple. We're talking about the 5-second rule. By the time we're done here, you'll understand the one mental trick that can demolish bad habits, help you conquer your deepest fears, and unlock courage you didn't even know was hiding inside you. This isn't just about being more productive. This is about waking up the person you were always meant to be. Book summary. So where do we begin? We begin where all change begins, in that excruciating moment of hesitation. Think about it. You're sitting in a meeting, and you have a brilliant idea, but you hesitate to speak up. You see someone you'd love to talk to, but you hesitate to walk over. You know you should hit the gym, but you hesitate, and suddenly the couch feels like it's calling your name in Morgan Freeman's voice. That pause? That tiny little gap between thinking and doing? That's where your brain ambushes you. Here's what Mel discovered that morning when her alarm went off. She had exactly 5 seconds. 5 measly seconds between the alarm ringing and her brain manufacturing 1,000 reasons why she should stay in bed. You're so tired. The bed is so warm. 5 more minutes won't hurt. You can start fresh tomorrow. But this time, something was different. She remembered her ridiculous rocket idea, and she did something her brain absolutely did not expect. She started counting backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then she launched. Before her brain could protest, before doubt could creep in, before the excuses could pile up, she was up, out of bed, standing, awake, victorious. And that's when it hit her like a ton of bricks. She'd just hacked her own brain. The 5-second rule was born, and it's ridiculously simple. The moment you have an instinct to act on a goal, you have exactly 5 seconds to physically move, or your brain will kill it. Let me say that again because it's so important. 5 seconds. That's all you get before your brain swoops in, like an overprotective parent, and starts manufacturing excuses, doubts, and fears to keep you safely inside your comfort zone. So here's what you do. Count backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then move. That's it. That's the whole rule. But don't let the simplicity fool you. This thing is powerful enough to change everything. Let me explain why this works, because your brain is actually kind of a drama queen. See, your brain has one primary job: keep you alive. And in your brain's ancient caveman-level thinking, anything new or uncomfortable equals danger. So when you think about doing something scary, like speaking up in a meeting, starting that business, or going to talk to that attractive stranger, your brain freaks out and hits the panic button. Danger! Danger! Stay where it's safe. Stay quiet. Don't embarrass yourself. Your brain activates what scientists call the stress response, or the fight-or-flight mechanism. Your palms get sweaty, your heart races, your thoughts spiral. And here's the cruel joke. Your brain can't tell the difference between actual danger, like a bear chasing you, and social danger, like the possibility of looking silly in a meeting. So it treats both the same way. It tries to stop you. But here's the beautiful loophole Mel discovered. It takes your brain about 5 seconds to generate the chemicals that create fear, doubt, and overthinking. If you can physically interrupt that process by counting and moving, you can bypass the mental roadblock entirely. Counting backwards does something magical. It's a pattern interrupt. It's just complex enough that your brain has to focus on it, which means it can't simultaneously talk you out of what you're about to do. And then, when you hit 1 and move, you've activated the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for deliberate action and decision-making. You've literally hijacked your own operating system. Now, Mel started using this rule everywhere, not just for getting out of bed, but for everything she'd been avoiding. She needed to be kinder to her husband, so when she felt annoyed, instead of snapping at him, she'd count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then say something nice instead. She needed to find work. Every time she thought about making a networking call and felt that wave of dread, she'd count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and dial before fear could stop her. The rule became her secret weapon against hesitation, and something remarkable started happening. Her life actually began to change. Not all at once. There were no fairy godmothers or overnight transformations, but day by day, 5-second decision by 5-second decision, she was becoming someone different, someone who took action, someone who showed up. Within months, she'd landed speaking gigs. Her marriage started improving. Her confidence grew. All because she learned to outsmart her own brain in 5-second increments. But here's where it gets really interesting. The rule isn't just about action. It's about understanding a fundamental truth that most people never realize. You will never feel like doing the things you need to do. Read that again. You will never feel like it. You won't feel like getting out of bed. You won't feel like going to the gym. You won't feel like having that difficult conversation. You won't feel like starting that project. And if you wait until you feel like it, you'll be waiting forever. This is where most self-help advice fails you. Everyone talks about finding your motivation, or getting inspired, or feeling confident. But Mel discovered something more powerful. You don't need any of those things. You just need 5 seconds of courage. Motivation is garbage. It's unreliable. It shows up when you least need it, like at 11 p.m., when you're pumped to reorganize your entire life, and disappears when you need it most, like at 6 a.m. when the alarm goes off. But courage is a push. It's a deliberate decision. It's something you can manufacture in 5 seconds, regardless of how you feel. Let's talk about how this applies to your goals, because this is where people get stuck. You want to write a book, start a business, get in shape, find love, change careers, whatever it is. But you keep waiting for the right time, waiting to feel ready, waiting for confidence to magically appear. Meanwhile, your brain is very happy with this arrangement because waiting is safe. Waiting doesn't require risk. Waiting keeps you exactly where you are. But here's the brutal truth. The perfect moment isn't coming. You'll never feel completely ready. Confidence doesn't show up before you start. It shows up because you started. So what do? You use the rule. The moment you have an instinct to work on your goal, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. Open the laptop. Make the call. Send the email. Take one physical action before your brain can stop you. And here's the sneaky genius of it. Once you start, momentum takes over. The hardest part is always the beginning. Once you're in motion, you'll often keep going. It's Newton's law applied to human behavior. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion. Mel shares story after story of people who've used this rule to transform their lives. People who've lost hundreds of pounds by using 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 to get themselves to the gym. Entrepreneurs who've built multi-million-dollar businesses by using the rule to push through fear and make that first scary pitch. People who've saved their marriages by using it to communicate honestly instead of shutting down. The rule works for everything because it addresses the one universal thing that stops all of us: hesitation. But let's get real for a second. This isn't a magic wand. The rule doesn't make life easy. It doesn't make fear disappear. It doesn't eliminate hard work or struggle. What it does is give you a tool to push through anyway. Think of it like this. Fear is always going to be there. Doubt is always going to show up. Your brain is always going to try to protect you from discomfort. But with the 5-second rule, you don't have to wait for those feelings to go away. You can acknowledge them and move forward anyway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 becomes your war cry, your activation button, your override command for your brain's security system. Now, Mel talks about something really important in the book, the difference between overthinking and wisdom. We've all been there. You have a decision to make, and you think about it, and think about it, and think about it some more. You make pro and con lists. You ask everyone's opinion. You research until your eyes cross, and you call it being thorough or being smart. But here's what's really happening. You're afraid. You're overthinking because you're trying to find a guarantee that doesn't exist. You want someone or something to promise you it'll work out. But life doesn't come with guarantees. True wisdom isn't about thinking more. It's about trusting your gut and taking action, then adjusting based on what you learn. And this is where the rule becomes even more powerful. When you count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and move, you're not being reckless. You're listening to your instincts. that deeper, wiser part of you that knows what you need to do. You're honoring the pull before your brain drowns it out with noise. Your instincts are gold. They're that quiet voice that whispers you should talk to them, you should try this, you should make a change. But you've probably learned to ignore that voice because your brain is so much louder. The 5-second rule teaches you to flip the script, to give your instincts the mic, and tell your overthinking brain to sit down and be quiet for 5 seconds. Let me share one of my favorite examples from the book. A woman named Catherine was in an abusive relationship. She knew she needed to leave. She'd known for years. But every time she thought about it, fear paralyzed her. Where would she go? How would she survive? What if he got worse? One day, she learned about the 5-second rule, and the next time he became aggressive, something clicked. She counted 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and she walked out the door. She didn't have a plan. She didn't have all the answers. But she had 5 seconds of courage, and those 5 seconds changed everything. She went to a shelter, rebuilt her life, and is now helping other women find their own courage. That's the power of one moment, one decision, 5 seconds. Now, let's talk about something uncomfortable. You've been using a version of this rule your whole life, just in reverse. Think about it. You've probably counted down before doing something hard, right? On 3, I'll jump into the cold pool. Okay, after I count to 10, I'll make the call. We instinctively know that counting helps us override our hesitation. But here's what most of us do. We count up, and we give ourselves too much time. I'll do it after I count to 10. Okay, maybe 20. Actually, let me think about this some more. Counting backwards is genius because it creates urgency. It's a launch sequence. When you get to 1, there's only one thing left to do. Go. And 5 seconds is perfect. It's short enough that your brain can't mount a defense, but long enough that it feels deliberate. You're not being impulsive. You're being decisive. There's also something Mel calls the 5-second window. It's that brief moment when inspiration strikes, when you feel that pull towards something, before doubt creeps in. Maybe you're at a conference and you see someone you admire. For 5 seconds you think, I should introduce myself, but then they're probably busy. They won't want to talk to me. I'll look stupid, and the moment passes. Or you're in bed and you think, I should get up and work on my project, but then I'm tired. I can do it later. I deserve rest, and you roll over. The rule teaches you to recognize that 5-second window and act before it closes. Because here's the thing, that initial instinct, that's the real you talking. The doubt that follows, that's fear pretending to be logic. One of the most powerful applications of the rule is for building confidence. Because here's what most people get wrong about confidence. They think it's a feeling you need before you act. Once I feel confident, then I'll take action. But it's backwards. Confidence is the result of action, not the prerequisite. Every time you use the rule to push yourself past fear and do something anyway, you're depositing evidence into your confidence bank account. You're proving to yourself that you can handle discomfort, that you're capable, that you're brave. Stack enough of those 5-second moments together, and suddenly you've become a different person. A person who does hard things, a person who shows up, a person who acts. That's not personality change, that's behavior change. And behavior change changes everything. Mel talks about this concept called assertion versus passive behavior. When you hesitate, you're being passive. You're letting life happen to you. You're letting fear make your decisions. You're staying small to stay safe. But when you count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and move, you're being assertive. You're declaring, I matter, my goals matter, my voice matters. You're taking up space in the world. You're participating in your own life instead of watching from the sidelines. And here's something beautiful. The more you assert yourself, the more natural it becomes. It's like a muscle. The first few times you use the rule, it feels weird and forced. But keep doing it, and eventually, it becomes automatic. You become someone who just naturally takes action. Let's talk about habits for a second, because the rule is a habit destroyer. Bad habits exist in that same 5-second window. You're stressed, and for 5 seconds you think about reaching for that cigarette, that drink, that phone to scroll mindlessly. Then you do it, usually without conscious thought. The rule gives you a pattern interrupt. The moment you feel the urge, count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and do something else. Anything else. Take a walk, drink water, call a friend. You're interrupting the automatic pattern and inserting a deliberate choice. Good habits work the same way. You don't build habits by making huge commitments. You build them by winning 5-second battles, over and over. You don't feel like meditating. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sit down for 2 minutes. You don't feel like exercising? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do 5 push-ups. You don't feel like journaling? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, write 1 sentence. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is momentum. The goal is proving to yourself, one 5-second decision at a time, that you're the kind of person who follows through. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What about when you fail? Because you will. You'll know what you need to do. You'll count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you'll still chicken out. Or you'll use the rule, and do the thing, and it'll go terribly. The speech bombs. The business fails. The relationship doesn't work out. What then? Here's what Mel would tell you. That's okay. The rule isn't about guaranteeing success. It's about guaranteeing that you showed up, that you tried, that you gave yourself a chance. Every time you use the rule, win or lose, you're winning, because you're proving that fear doesn't control you. You're building the muscle of courage, and that muscle will serve you for the rest of your life. Failure isn't the opposite of success. Hesitation is. At least when you fail, you learn something. When you hesitate and do nothing, you learn nothing. You stay exactly where you are. Let me share something Mel says that really hits. You're never going to feel like it, so stop waiting. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Stop waiting to feel confident. Stop waiting for permission, for the perfect plan, for the stars to align. Stop waiting for a sign from the universe. This is your sign. You already know what you need to do. You've known all along. The question isn't, what should I do? The question is, will I give myself permission to do it? And the answer starts with 5 seconds. Think about your life right now. What's the one thing you've been avoiding? The conversation you need to have? The dream you've been sitting on? The change you know you need to make? You've been thinking about it, probably for a long time, and every day you don't do it. Every day you tell yourself, tomorrow, when I'm ready, when the time is right. But what if tomorrow never comes? What if you wait your whole life for a moment that never arrives? Here's the truth bomb. The time will never be right. You'll never be completely ready. But you can be brave for 5 seconds. And 5 seconds is all you need. Mel's life completely transformed because she was willing to be brave for 5 seconds. And then 5 more seconds. And then 5 more after that. Those seconds added up to minutes, hours, days, years of a completely different life. A life where she wasn't trapped, where she wasn't a victim of her circumstances, where she wasn't hiding from her potential. And the wildest part? She did it with the simplest tool imaginable, a countdown. 5 seconds. Not a 10-step program, not a complicated system. Not years of therapy or a complete personality overhaul. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. This is what makes the rule so democratizing. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, how much money you have, or how messed up your life is. You have the same 5 seconds as everyone else. You have the same ability to count backwards and move. You have the same power to interrupt your brain's security system and take action anyway. The playing field is level. The only variable is whether you'll use it. Now, I want to talk about something Mel emphasizes throughout the book. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming yourself. When you hesitate, when you stay silent, when you play small, that's not you. That's fear wearing your face. That's your brain's safety protocols masquerading as your personality. The real you is the person with ideas, dreams, instincts, and desires. The real you is the person who feels that pull towards something more. The real you shows up in those 5-second windows before doubt shuts you down. The real doesn't change who you are. It reveals who you are. It strips away the excuses, the fear, the overthinking, and leaves you with your truest self, the part of you that's brave enough to try. And here's something beautiful. Every time you use the rule, you're sending yourself a message. You're saying, I matter. My dreams matter. I'm worth fighting for. You're treating yourself like someone worth showing up for. And that changes everything. Because most of us are so mean to ourselves, we let ourselves down constantly. We break promises to ourselves. We abandon our goals at the first sign of discomfort. And then we wonder why we don't trust ourselves. But every time you count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and follow through, you're rebuilding that trust. You're proving to yourself that when you say you're going to do something, you mean it. You're becoming someone you can count on. That's integrity. That's self-respect. That's the foundation of genuine confidence. Let's bring this home with a reality check. Using the rule will be uncomfortable. It should be. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. Courage is uncomfortable. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. You're just coasting. The rule forces you out of comfort and into action. It pushes you into the arena. And yes, you'll get your butt kicked sometimes. You'll feel awkward. You'll make mistakes. You'll want to quit. But you know what? You'll also discover what you're capable of. You'll surprise yourself. You'll have moments where you look back and can't believe that was you who did that thing. Those moments are worth every uncomfortable second. Mel shares this incredible insight in the book. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the story you keep telling yourself about why you can't have it. I'm not confident enough. I'm too old. I don't have the skills. It's too late. I'm not the kind of person who does that. These are stories, not facts. Stories. And the beautiful thing about stories, you can rewrite them, one 5-second decision at a time. You rewrite the story by taking action that contradicts it. You say you're not brave? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do something brave. You say you're not disciplined? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, follow through on a commitment. You say you don't take risks? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take one. Proof beats belief every time. You don't need to believe in yourself first. You just need to act, and belief will follow. This is the revolution Mel Robbins is offering. You don't need permission. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need years of preparation. You need 5 seconds. That's it. 5 seconds to interrupt the fear. 5 seconds to honor your instincts. 5 seconds to choose courage over comfort. And those 5 seconds can change your day. Your day can change your week. Your week can change your year. Your year can change your life. All because you were brave enough to count backwards and move. So here's my challenge to you. Don't wait until you finish this summary to start. Don't wait until you have the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel ready. Right now, in this moment, Think of one thing you've been hesitating to do. Just one thing. Got it? Now, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go do it. Stop reading. Go. Do it now, before your brain talks you out of it. I'll wait. Imagine a pause here. Did you do it? If you did, congratulations. You just proved to yourself that you have more power than you thought. If you didn't, that's okay too. Now you know exactly how powerful your brain's resistance is. And now you know you need to be even more deliberate about using the rule. Because in the end, that's what it all comes down to. The 5-second rule isn't about hacking productivity or beating procrastination. It's about closing the gap between the person you are and the person you're meant to be. It's about finding the courage to show up for your own life. You have greatness inside you, not potential greatness, not future greatness, greatness right now. And it's revealed not in the big moments, though those are amazing, but in the small 5-second decisions you make every single day. Do you get out of bed when the alarm rings? Do you speak up in the meeting? Do you start the project? Do you have the conversation? Do you take the chance? These moments seem small, but they're everything. Because one moment of courage can change your day. One day can change your life. And one life can absolutely change the world. The power has been inside you all along. You've just been waiting for permission to use it. Consider this your permission slip. The only question left is, what are you waiting for? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Commentary. As we wrap up our journey through Mel Robbins, the 5-second rule, let's take a moment to appreciate why such a simple idea has created such a massive impact. In a world drowning in complex theories and 15-step programs for self-improvement, this rule stands out for its beautiful, almost insulting simplicity. It's so simple it almost feels like a trick. But that's the point. What makes this book powerful isn't that it adds something to your life. It's that it removes the one thing holding you back: hesitation. It gives you a practical, physical tool to overcome the universal human tendency to get stuck in our own heads. It's a tool for action in a world that rewards overthinking. The book's message is one of profound empowerment. You don't have to wait for motivation or confidence or the perfect moment. You have the power right now, in this very moment, to change your trajectory. That power is activated with a simple, deliberate push. You're not a victim of your feelings or your habits. You're the architect of your life, and the 5-second rule is the hammer you can use to start building. Here's what really resonates. Confidence isn't a prerequisite for action. It's a result of it. Courage doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you act despite your fear. The book fundamentally redefines our relationship with our minds, teaching us to listen to the quiet wisdom of our instincts over the loud, fearful chatter of our brains. So how can you start applying this today, right now? Here are 3 simple challenges. First, the wake-up challenge. Tomorrow morning, set your alarm and place it across the room. The moment it rings, don't think. Just start the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and physically get out of bed. Experience what it feels like to win that first battle of the day. Because if you can win that one, the rest of the day is easier. Second, the hesitation challenge. For the rest of today, just notice one single moment when you hesitate to do something you know you should. Could be speaking up, starting a task, making a healthy choice. Anything. Just once. Use the rule to push yourself past that hesitation and see what happens. Treat it like an experiment. And third, the Say It challenge. Think of one important thing you've been meaning to say to someone you care about. A thank you, an apology, an I love you, a I'm proud of you. Don't wait for the right time. The right time is a myth. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick up the phone, send the text, walk into the other room, and just say it. These small actions are where the magic lives. They're the foundation upon which a more courageous, confident, and fulfilled life is built. Not big, dramatic gestures. Small, brave moments. That was a look inside the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. We've covered the big ideas today, but let me be honest with you. A summary, no matter how detailed, can only ever be a map. The real treasure is found when you take the journey yourself. The true power of a book like this isn't just in the concepts. It's in the way a particular story or a single sentence hits you at the exact moment you need to hear it. It's in the examples that mirror your life. It's in the permission you give yourself while reading it. This summary is your guide to help you decide if this journey is worth taking. If anything we've discussed has sparked something in you, if you felt that pull, that instinct, I encourage you to grab a copy. Not just to learn, but to experience what happens when you commit to 5-second courage. Reading it isn't just about information, it's about transformation. It's about fundamentally changing how you see yourself and the small, crucial moments that make up your life. You can find a link to the book in the description below. And if you found this journey valuable and want to continue exploring the world's most impactful books, please hit that like button and subscribe. That way you won't miss our next dive into another life-changing book. Let's keep growing and learning together, one 5-second decision at a time.